It's the grandson of Right Thought. It's going to be a two-part message. It's going to be a little bit about gematria, and it's going to be about God's elect or his chosen, how they're viewed by the ones around them and how they're treated. So first off, let's start with this thing about gematria. So on there, you will see certain names on there come up often as you search the gematria database. One of those names is Stephen James Disson. The Antichrist, Stephen James Disson. Dishon. So we're going to go to the scriptures and just see about this name, Disson, real quick. And like I said, it's going to be a two-part message. So as we read in the Bible, we hear about Esau. This is Genesis, the beginning. Genesis chapter 36. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. We know who Esau is on the earth now. Everybody should know that. Who Edom is. Edom means red. All right. Rothschild, red shield. Okay. Edom. Rome. All right. Esau took his wives with the daughters of Canaan. So Esau made a blood covenant with the daughters of Canaan through marriage. Adah, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, and Aholibamah, the daughter of Anah, the daughter of Zibeon the Hivite. And Basemath, Ishmael's daughter, sister of Nebaioth. All right? And then it continues about his children and whatnot. But you see he made a marriage with a Canaanite. Esau did. So his bloodline is mixed. His offspring are Edomites mixed with Canaanites. You see, God said he hate Esau already. Matter of fact, since I got the book in my hand, let's just get it. Let's just get it real quick. Let's jump to Malachi real quick. So we read about Esau, who is Edom. We just read it. Let's jump to Malachi real quick. Let's see here. Malachi chapter 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet you say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau. Okay? Alrighty then. So the Most High says he hates Esau. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Esau took his wives of the daughters of Canaan. All right. Now Rebekah had already told her sons, Esau and Jacob, not to marry any Canaanite women. If you go back to my videos, I said there's only 3 bloodlines involved in this in here. That's Esau, Canaan, and Israel. Okay, so Esau and Canaan are working in cahoots. As you can see, he's married to Canaanite women. Jacob, on the other hand, married women of his own kin, his own tribe. He went to the house of Laban and married 2 wives, Leah and Rachel. We know the story. Now this name, Disson. And it also says in Gematria database that King David comes from a Horite bloodline, Zin-Horite bloodline. Well, let's see. This is the same chapter, Esau, Edom. Just go over here. These are the sons of Esau. You see that? Who is Edom? And these are their dukes. These are the sons of Seir, the Horite. You see that? And Disson. You see that there? The children of Seir in the land of Edom. So Disson is an Edomite name. The same name for the database. Horite is an Edomite bloodline. Do you guys see that there? It's right there in the scriptures already. So it's telling you that these are Edomites. It's not the royal bloodline of David, comes from a Horite bloodline. That's not what that's telling you. That's an Edomite bloodline. Okay? And this name, Disson, there's the name. These are all his bloodline. This is all Esau's bloodline here. And these are the kings that reigned in the land of Edom. Did you guys see that? So they were kings. They were highborn Esau's children. So they were highborn of his tribe. You see? Disson. They were dukes, they called them. Okay? Now we're going to switch gears. I just wanted to clear that up for anybody who's talking about this Horite bloodline with King David, or talking about Desan and who he is. Well, the Bible's already told you. It's Esau's son. Bloodline. These bloodlines are retained through the years, guys. These bloodlines have stayed on the earth, hidden under different names or misnomers. We know that it says that Israel would lose their name. They would be called by a byword, like nigger, colored, African American. So we know there's been a hiding of bloodlines, okay? Now I want to jump to how these people are treated, these elect. When you are elect, some of them call them targeted individual, elect, chosen one, whatever you want to call it. Okay? These are the generations of Jacob. This is chapter 37, Genesis. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brothers, and the lad was with the sons of Bilhah and with the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. And Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. So Joseph was with his brothers, and he went and told his father the evil things that his brothers were doing. In today's time, what do we call that? A snitch? A tattletale? A brown nose, a do-gooder, overachiever, negative connotation for people that do that. Well, we see Joseph was one of those people, a truth teller. He told the truth. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him. They hated Joseph, see, and could not speak peaceably unto him. So how did his brothers treat him, guys? They talked to him mean and harsh. Was it Joseph's fault? No. It just said that because they saw that his father loved him more than the others. That they hated Joseph because he was the chosen one. He was elect. And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it to his brethren, and they hated him yet more. Why? Well, in this dream, for behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheaf arose and also stood upright. And behold, your sheaves stood round about and made obeisance to my sheaf, which means they were bowed. Their sheaves bowed to his sheaf. So you think they were happy to hear that? Our wheat bowed to your wheat? We don't want to hear that shit. Okay, verse 8. And his brethren said to him, shall thou indeed reign over us? Or shall thou indeed have dominion over us? And they hated him yet the more for his dreams and for his words. So it says they hated him, then they hated him more, then they hated him more. Okay? How does the Most High feel about Joseph, though? Well, he had another dream. He told them another dream. The sun and the moon, the 11 stars made obeisance to me. See that? So now he's mad about this. Upset. Not understanding why this is happening behind his back, because he doesn't even know. They're just getting more and more and more angry about him because of these dreams. And he told it to his father and to his brethren, to his father, and his father rebuked him and said unto him, what is this dream? His father was mad at him about that dream too. And his brethren envied him, verse 11, but his father observed the saying. So his brothers hate him and envy, and hate him triple. So they hate this guy Joseph, his family. They hate Joseph. It's been made clear that they hate him. Okay. Now let's jump ahead. Keep on going to see. We're just going to scan through. Just see. So what happened here? Verse 18. And when they saw him afar off. Well, let's go back a little bit, because Jacob tells Joseph to go check on his brothers. All right. 16. And he said, I seek my brethren. Tell me, I pray thee, where they feed their flocks. So Joseph is looking for his brothers. And the man said, they are departed hence, for I heard them say, let us go down to Dothan. And Joseph went after his brethren and found them in Dothan. So he's found his brothers. Let's see what happens. And when they saw him afar off, even before he came near unto them, they conspired against him to slay him. So when they saw Joseph coming, they said, go that nigga, we about to kill this bitch ass. In today's terms, that's how we say it. See? And they said one to another, behold, this dreamer cometh. Come now, therefore, and let us slay him and cast him into some pit. This is the 12 tribes of Israel. The forefathers of the 12 tribes have conspired together to kill one of their brothers, guys. All right? And Reuben heard it, and he delivered him out of their hands and said, let us not kill him. And Reuben said unto them, shed no blood, but cast him into this pit that is in the wilderness. And they laid no hand upon him, that 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 he might rid him of their out of their hands and deliver him to his father again. So Reuben was like, okay, we'll just say he did, but I'll give him back to my daddy. So they had this whole little plan. I'm making it short, like I said. But as you can see, they conspired to kill him. Okay? Verse 23. And it came to pass when Joseph was coming to his brethren, so he gets there, that they stripped Joseph out of his coat of many colors that was on him. And they took him and cast him into a pit, and the pit was empty. There was no water in it. And then they sat back down and started eating again, see? So they put him in a pit. Okay? Let's continue. And they sent the coat. Oh, and they took Joseph's coat and killed a kid of the goats and dipped the coat in the blood. And they sent the coat of many colors that they brought it to their father and said, this is what we have found. Know now whether it be thy son's coat or no. So they said, we found his coat and it has this blood all over it. And Jacob looks at the coat. Oop. And he knew it and said, it is my son's coat. An evil beast has devoured him. Joseph is without doubt rent into pieces. And Jacob rent his clothes and put sackcloth upon his loins and mourned for his son many days. Okay? So Jacob thinks his son is dead now because his sons lied and said he was. After they conspired and sold him, they actually sold him to the Midianites who took him to Egypt. Okay? For all you who know this story, you know how it ends up. But we're just going to click through here and get a little key points so that we can understand how this all turned out. All right. So now we skip ahead. All right. And Joseph was brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, an Egyptian, brought him of the hands of the Ishmaelites, which had brought him down thither. And the Lord was with Joseph, and he was a prosperous man, and he was in the house of his master, the Egyptian. So now he lives in Egypt now as a slave to an Egyptian high-ranking official. And his master saw that the Lord was with him, and the Lord made all that he did to prosper in his hand. All right, now let's continue. Let's go ahead and head. So the man loves Joseph. He's like, man, I've been getting good ever since you came, brother. All right. And it came to pass after these things, verse 7, that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph. So Potiphar's wife starts to lust after Joseph and says, lie with me. She wanted him to have sex with her. But he refused and said unto his master's wife, behold, my master wotteth not what is with me in the house, and he hath committed all that he hath to my hand. There is none greater in this house than I. Neither hath he kept back anything from me but thee, because thou art his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? Okay. So he said, no, I'm not doing it. To make a long story short, she continues to do this, and then she comes back after a while, tries to get him again. All right, so we're going to jump ahead. Let's see. Verse 12. And she caught him by his garment, saying, lie with me. And he left his garment in her hand, and he fled and got him out. So she wanted to lay with him so bad, she grabbed his clothes, he ran out the room. And it came to pass, when she saw that he had left his garment in her hand, and was fled forth, that she called unto the men of her house, and spake unto them, saying, see, he hath brought in a Hebrew, a nigger, unto us to mock us. He came in unto me to lie with me. How many times have that been happened to a so-called black person? They were accused of raping somebody when they didn't. Rosewood? He came in unto me and lied with me, and I cried with a loud voice. And it came to pass, when he heard it, that I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me and fled and got him out. And she laid up his garments by her until the Lord came home. So she made up this lie and said that Joseph tried to rape her. Potiphar finds out, throws Joseph in jail. Okay? Now Joseph is in jail. So he's been treated harshly by this woman, by his own brothers. You see? But we're going to jump right ahead because, like I said, we don't want to make it long. You guys read this when you get a chance, Joseph's story. You'll see for yourself. Let's see here. So Joseph he gets out of prison. He's delivered from prison eventually. When you read the story, you'll see. And he becomes a very powerful man in Egypt, second in command only to Pharaoh. Now he's a powerful man. a wealthy man of high status. There's a famine in the land of Canaan where his family lives, his brothers. His family comes to Egypt seeking help, runs right into Joseph. They don't even know it's Joseph, that they're coming to ask for help. The same one they threw down in the pit. Okay? So let's see where we want to start with this. Remember, they didn't know it was Joseph. Then Joseph could not refrain himself before all them that stood by him, and he cried, he caused every man to go out from me. And there stood no man with him, while Joseph made himself known unto his brothers. So now he's revealing himself to his brothers. And he wept aloud, and the Egyptians of the house of Pharaoh heard. And Joseph said to his brethren, I am Joseph. Doth my father yet live? And his brethren could not answer him, for they were troubled at his presence. See, they were like, oh shit, you're alive? And you're the man around here now? I told you they had to come ask him for help. Okay? And they were afraid. He says, and Joseph said unto his brethren, come near to me, I pray you. And they came near. And he said, I am Joseph, your brother, whom you've sold into Egypt. So he's revealing himself. I'm the same brother y'all sold. Okay? Be not grieved, nor angry with yourselves, that you sold me hither. For God did send me before you to preserve life. So he's saying the Most High did that. Okay? And like I said, you read the whole story, you'll get to the final of the story where he delivers his family. They live in Egypt, and that's how they got in Egypt. And it's a long story, guys. But you read it for yourself and find out how Joseph was treated, but how the Most High meant it for good. And Joseph says that. He says, what you meant for evil toward me, your envy toward me, you're hating me, you're trying to plot murder on me, all of these things, God meant it for the good. And he said, don't even be mad at yourselves. I forgive you. Because they thought he was going to get revenge. No, not so. So you, as one of the elect, one of the targeted ones, one of the chosen, don't be surprised when you're treated the same way. Remember, marvel not. Silawam Yisrael.